The second time John Paul killed me, I think he was just curious. Maybe he convinced himself the first time was a fluke, or that it didn't happen at all. Either way, I ended up with a split skull, and JP needed a new frying pan. This time, there was no trunk, no shovel, and thank God, no hacksaw. I woke up on the floor of our living room in a big pool of blood, my head still ringing like a bell. John Paul was sitting crisscross applesauce at my feet, waiting patiently.
You weren't kidding.
He whispered, afraid that somebody else might learn our secret.
You really are immortal.
I probably should have left JP after that, but would you believe that even after centuries of practice, it's still hard to meet new people? John Paul made me laugh. He listened to me when I talked about my interests, and he knew my secret. I hadn't told another soul that I was immortal in decades. I guess I thought I could fix him, sand away the rough edges until I had someone worth spending a few decades with. I had all the time in the world, right? The next 7 times JP killed me were murders, each and every one. I guess it got a little easier each time, until he didn't even feel bad about it anymore. If he had a bad day, or there was too much traffic on the way home, he'd come home and choke me until I turned blue. I became his stress ball, his favorite way to blow off steam.
It's not like you're going to die.
JP would argue. I am still dying, I'd point out. And we'd argue and argue until eventually JP would say something like,
If you love me, you'll let me do this.
And the thing is, I did love him, but I didn't love what he was doing to me. So, in the end, I left him. Not before he killed me at least 6 more times, of course. Each death worse than the last. After we broke up, John Paul tried to win me back using every tool in his arsenal. Sometimes when I showed up for work, I'd go out to my car and find an envelope tucked under my windshield wiper. And inside was a letter threatening to expose what I was to the world. When JP's mom texted me, feeding me some story about how he was in the hospital and needed to see me before it was too late, I tried to ignore her, but she was persistent. Eventually, she wore me down, and I went and visited JP.